is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today I have another Slayin' Snow and Cocoa. I am using this layout as an inspiration that I'm going to scrap lift. I did a Google search for Snow and Cocoa layouts, and I found this, and I knew that I wanted to use that Let It Snow just the way that she did. This is from Live Life Create Art, and I believe the artist her name is Jen. So I will post her blog below so that you can see how she came together with that layout. But I really did mimic a lot of her aspects, so I want to thank her for that inspiration. I did need to create a 2-page layout, and I wanted to use these photos of just the scenery. This was the backyard, the lake, and the front yard of the cabin that we stayed in. So on the right hand side, I do tend to do this a lot with just lots of photos that are kind of the same thing, where I just lay them out like they would be in a pocket page, and I usually tend to leave like one 4x6 area open and embellish that area. So I put those down, and then I will come back to the right hand side of the layout in just a few minutes. But now I am putting down these 3 photos were my favorite photos, and I felt like they were getting lost on that wood grain background, so I went ahead and mounted them on white cardstock. Now her layout, I believe she did 4x4 photos, and I thought about cutting these down, but I didn't want to lose any of the details in this layout. So I really just left them at 4x6, and I was perfectly okay with not having as much white space as she did because she had those 4x4s. I couldn't find the paper that she used on the right. I'm thinking that this layout was posted 2017, I believe. So back when the paper was actually out. And so I'm thinking that that paper was part of the paper, and then they didn't put it in the paper pad. So I pulled out this pink because I thought this pink was perfect, and I used the striped paper and used my border punch to put a nice little border on it. And then I realized that I needed something else, some transition. So I added that gold washi tape, and then this plaid gingham washi tape as well. And I wanted something underneath it, like directly on the layout. So I pulled out this black washi tape, and it says Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Merry and Bright, things like that, which does not go with my layout. But when I added it down and put the rest of the paper on it, it just gives a little tiny black popping through, and so you can't tell the wording on it, but it just gave it a little something extra. I do decide to put these 3 photos down a little wonky like she did in her layout, and then I went ahead and adhere the Let It Snow directly to my layout and on top of those pictures. I am using my acrylic block to hold the chipboard down. I got this idea from Heather, I believe, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I've been holding down pieces with liquid glue for so long when I could have been using my acrylic block. So that's what you'll see here, is me moving that acrylic block around as I add the different chipboard pieces down. After I get all of those chipboard pieces down, I decide to start working on the little 4x6 area over on the right. And I really like this tree, and that's gonna stay, and the gold snowflake's gonna stay. But when I found this winter, I was like, this is perfect. I love this. Then I realized that I had those cards, and this card here says something about wishing you a Merry Christmas or something like that, and I definitely wanted to cover that up. So I used the card as it is, and then I put this blue gingham plaid frame around the word Winter Memories and added that on top of the whatever the saying was there. And then I tucked in that gold snowflake behind the chipboard piece, and then I'm going to add this tree, and it does have pop dots on the side, on the right hand side of it, so that it stays up next to that chipboard piece. And then I also needed to add just a little tiny piece of fun foam on top of the chipboard, because then the pop dot sat a little bit higher than the chipboard. And so that's where you see me here, just cutting out this little tiny piece of fun foam and adding that right on top of the chipboard. So I pull out the puffy stickers, and I wanted to add a star. So you usually see a star on top of the Christmas tree. Even though this isn't a Christmas tree and it's not decorated, I thought the star was perfect up there. I'm going to add this stamp here that says winter time is the best time. It just adds a little bit more detail to the layout. And then I'm also going to use the small tree stamp and add a few more trees to the card base, so that it really stands out and it gives it some different dimensions, because some of the trees are in black and white and some of them are pink, and then there's this really gold pretty one, and I thought that the stamps went really well. I decided to pull out my sequins. This is the only sequins that I have. I don't use sequins a lot, so I don't buy them. I happen to get this in one of the kits that I subscribe to, so it's just some random colors. There's no rhyme or reason to them. I just use my picker up tool. I don't even know what this is called, like the technical term for it. Bottom of it comes out and it has a little poker. So, and the whole point is that you're supposed to be able to pick things up and then use that poker to make sure that they stay down. So that's what I did. And I added the sequins all down the right hand side, and then also on that 4x6 side. And then I realized I wanted to add a little sequence to the snowman on the top, so it looks kind of like his hat is on there. I did also off camera add a little sequence to the middle of the word snow, just to give it a little extra dimension. So here is my final layout, as well as some detail shots. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layouts, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because that's all you're going to get on my channel. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.